Suzy the Silly Scientist here to show you how to make homemade Play-Doh today. I'm going to make my homemade Play-Doh out of flour, salt, and water. 3 ingredients you probably have during the safer at home order where you aren't going to the store all the time. So you need a big bowl. You need 2 cups of salt. There's one. Here comes the next one. All right, almost full. After I put in my 2 cups of salt, I will be adding 2 cups of flour. Now you can always make a smaller batch of this if you don't have enough salt and flour in the house to spare right now and mom doesn't want to go to the store. So you could do 1 cup of salt and 1 cup of flour. All right, 2 cups salt, 2 cups flour. Now you're going to use up to 1 cup of water, maybe a little more depending on how well it comes together. So I'm going to pour most of my water in there and see what I get. It's time to stir, stir, stir. Making saltwater Play-Doh today. All right, definitely need more water. It's a little dry in there. I think I'm going to use my whole cup. Now some of you may have made these for projects at school, like little relief maps where you can make a map of an island or a mountain. It's also just fun to make this Play-Doh and play with it. So we're going to knead this now. Kneading, something that you do with your hands. So onto the table. Ooh, I got some salt in the bottom. That needs some mixing in. The kneading will take care of that. All right, there's my dough. I'm just going to knead this just like I would bread. I kind of fold it over and press, fold it over and press. Okay. Now, if you think it's too mushy, you can always put a little more of the flour or the salt in. Especially the flour would absorb some of that liquid moisture, but I think mine is pretty good. I can even roll it around here and pick up all these little pieces that have flung themselves off of my ball. All right, this is the best part, the kneading. All right, kneading, kneading, kneading for 10 minutes. I shall be back. I won't make you watch all 10 minutes. Look how nice and smooth my dough has become. And I started making little creatures. I'm supposed to have a turtle there. I don't know. It's a goofy looking turtle. And a snake. I'm sure you kids at home can make better animals. What else could I make? Well, I remember when I was a kid, I always liked to make food with my Play-Doh. So here, make a plate or a bowl. All right. Oh my bowl's got a hole in the bottom of it. Okay, a little pot here, a little bowl. Ooh, and into my bowl I'll put some berries. Use your imagination and have fun. What can you come up with to make with your salt dough? Actually, I'm going to change my mind. This is not going to be a bowl of berries. I think I've made a nest with little eggs in it. Ooh, I wonder what kind of birds are going to hatch from my eggs. All right, so you could make little creatures. You could roll your dough out. Get yourself a rolling pin or just flatten it by hand if you don't own a rolling pin. All right, this rolls out rather nicely here. Ooh, right up on top of my pin. If it's sticking a little bit, put a little flour both on the table and the rolling pin. That will help. All right, now if you're going to do something like making maybe a marker for a row in your garden, saying peas or radishes, you wouldn't want to make this too thin. Or you could do a Christmas ornament. I have a star cookie cutter here. I'm going to cut out a star. And what else do I have? let's see. Oh, I have a bell. Let's take this bell cookie cutter. Those will make some Christmas ornaments. And then I noticed I have a frog. That's one of my favorite cookie cutters, this little frog. I think he'd be great to make a marker for my garden. So I'm going to cut a frog out. Now, these are going to have to dry quite a while. So I'm going to move these, I think, to a cookie sheet. There's the bell. So that, you know, if your mom needs the counter space back, these aren't laying there forever because it's going to take a while for all the moisture to dry out of those. So there's my cookie cutter bell, my cookie cutter star, and my frog. Now, if you don't have cookie cutters, you could just draw your own little shapes using a knife. Ooh, my frog. I think I'm losing one of his feet. Well, he doesn't look so good, so you know what? Back into the dough he goes, and let's try that again. Where's my frog? Alright, peel back some of that. I think it might be easier if I peel the dough back from the frog. And then, if I use my spatula instead of my fingers, I'll raise up my frog onto the tray here. So, let's grab a little stick. Show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, since I want the bell and the star to be ornaments, I'm going to put a hole in the top. That way a ribbon or string could be fed through there from my Christmas tree. Now my frog here, I was thinking about trying to make him into a garden marker. So I'm going to try to insert the stick into the dough, and we'll see if we can get that to dry on my frog, and then I could put it in the garden. Alright, the rest of this dough you can just keep and play with. If you put it into a Ziploc bag, it will last for a while, and you can use it on another day as well. I, on the other hand, am going to take this part of the dough and make another video. Ooh, you better watch and see what I make next. I think it might have something to do with volcanoes. See you later. It's Suzy the Silly Scientist.